have a book. You have a book. She has a book. I have read the book. I have read the book. You have read the book. You have read the book. And she has read the book. Alright, guys. Today I want us to learn how to use have, has, and had in a sentence. Okay, we are going to learn how to use have, has, and had in a sentence. How to use them when they're acting as the main verb of the sentence and when they're acting as auxiliary verbs. So today we are going to learn the proper way, the correct way of using have, has, and had in a sentence. And at the end of the lesson, we are going to answer some questions from the past questions. Okay, first, have, had, and has, they all come from the word to have. Okay, they are the conjugative form of the verb to have. Now, to understand how to use have, has, and had in a sentence, you should first understand the three distinctions of person in the English language. Okay, now we have first person, second person, and third person. First person, second person, and third person. And is this distinction of person that decides if you're going to use have or has in a sentence. Now we have first person, second person, and third person. Now the first person is the person that is talking, okay? The second person is the person that is listening, and the third person is the person that is being talked about, okay? I am talking to you, I am the first person. You are watching and listening to me, you are the second person, and the subject you're talking about is the third person. Okay, the first person is the person that's talking, second person is the person that is listening, and the third person is the person that is being talked about. When the subject of a sentence is the first person, the verb is gonna be have. Okay, you're gonna use have. For example, I have a book. I i have a book. I have a book. Okay. Now you that is listening, okay, if you have a book, you can say you have a book, like I earlier demonstrated. You have a book. I'm talking about the second person. I'm gonna use have. You have a book. Now, if you want to talk about someone else, okay, someone else, a third person, we're gonna use has. If the person is singular, okay, if you're referring to only one person, but when we're referring to more than one person, okay, we use have. Okay, she has a book. She has a book. Chike has a book. Okay, now we want to talk about more than one person, okay, we use have. They have a book. They have a book. When the subject is the person talking, okay, you use have. When the subject is a third person singular, you use has. But when it's plural, you use have. Okay, that's how to use have and has as the main verb of a sentence. Now let's look at how to use had as the main verb of a sentence. Okay, I had a book. I had a book. I no longer have a book. Okay, I had a book. I no longer have a book. Okay, second person will still use the same thing. You had a book. You had a book, which means you no longer have a book. Okay, so had is past tense. Okay, it's the past tense form of the verb to have. Now if the third person does not have a book anymore, we're going to say she had a book. Use had, first person, second person, third person, singular or plural. Use had when is the main verb of the sentence. Okay, when is the main verb of the sentence. Now let's look at how to use have, has, and had as auxiliary verbs. Okay, now let's talk about have and has, how to use them as the auxiliary verb of a sentence. Now when you have a sentence that is in the present perfect tense, you can use have or has. Okay, when a sentence is in the present perfect tense. And what's a present perfect tense? Now, the present perfect tense is talking about something that happened in the past, okay, that still remains the same in the present, or something that happened in the past that still has a present impact, okay. For example, I've taught my students this topic. I've taught my students this topic. Okay. Now let's look at this sentence. I've taught my students this topic. The main verb of this sentence is taught, and have is functioning as the auxiliary verb, helping the main verb to form its tense. Okay. That's the function of an auxiliary verb in a sentence. Now have is functioning as an auxiliary verb. This sentence is in the present perfect tense. I've taught my students this topic. When did I teach my students this topic? I taught them this topic in the past, okay? And in the present, the topic still remains taught. The action of teaching my students this topic happened in the past, and in the present, it remains taught. So I used have taught, have taught. Okay, when you have a sentence that talks about something that happened in the past but still remains the same in the present, okay, you're going to use have or has plus the past participle of the main verb. Have or has plus the past participle of the main verb. Now you use have if the subject is first person, you use have. If the subject is third person singular, you use has. Okay. I've taught my students this topic. She has taught her students this topic. She has taught her students this topic. Now I said she, third person singular. Okay, third person singular. So in summary, when you have a sentence that is in present perfect tense, a sentence that talks about something that happened in the past but still remains the same in the present, you use has or have plus the past participle of the main verb. Okay, has or have plus the past participle of the main verb. She has gone to the party. She has gone to the party. Okay, she, third person singular, okay, has gone. The main verb of the sentence is gone. And I use has because the subject is third person singular. Do you understand? So that's how to use have or has in a sentence. Now let's look at had. How to use had when it's functioning as the auxiliary verb of a sentence. Had is used in a sentence that is in the past perfect tense. Past perfect tense. And what's past perfect tense? Past perfect tense has to do with actions that happened in the past, that started and ended in the past, where one action happened before another. Now, the past perfect tense is also called the pluperfect tense, okay? Plural perfect tense. It talks about two actions that happened in the past. Two actions that happened in the past, where one happened before the other. Now, to construct a sentence like this, you have to use had. For example, she had gone to the party before her mother called her. This sentence talks about two things that happened in the past. Two things that happened in the past. She went to the party and her mother called her. These are two things that happened in the past. Okay, that's why I use had. You don't say she has gone to the party before her mother called her. You say she had gone to the party before her mother called her. These are two things that happened in the past. The two things started in the past and were completed in the past. They started in the past and were completed in the past. Okay? She had gone to the party before her mother called her. Two actions that happened in the past. So this sentence is in the pluperfect tense or past perfect tense. Another example, I had taught you how to use has before I taught you how to use have. Okay, these are two things that happened in the past. That's why I used had. I had taught you how to use has before I taught you how to use have. Okay, it would be wrong for me to say I had taught you how to use have, or she had gone to the party. She had gone to the party. These two sentences are wrong. Okay, they are wrong because you don't use had in a sentence that is in the present perfect tense. Okay, you don't say she had gone to the party, you say she has gone to the party. Okay, now you can say she had gone to the party before her mother called her. There has to be two actions, okay, in the past for you to use had as an auxiliary verb. Okay, so you don't say she had gone to the party. When did she go to the party in the past? And in the present, she is still at the party. So you say she has gone to the party, not she had gone to the party. I hope you're following. So that's how to use have, has, and had as a main verb of a sentence, and how to use has, have, and had as the auxiliary verb of a sentence. So with that, we've come to the end of today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you've understood how to use has, had, and have as a main verb of sentence and as the auxiliary verb of a sentence. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in another video. Bye bye.